Okay, this is a second attempt. Alright, we are giving our second attempt at this. I was having some problem with the mouse going outside of the window, like the mouse was not being properly captured by the game window, and I've never had that happen before. I don't know why that was an issue this time, but I think I have everything worked out. What I did is that I changed the window dimension so that it's still windowed mode, but now we are now it's completely full screen size, even though it's windowed, and that seems to be working well enough. And meanwhile, I can still read chat while I do this. Just looking at the construction of some of these houses, these seem to be completely new. I've never seen things like this before. Like I said, this is all the work of Cliffworms in the mod that is called Detailed City Walls. Okay, we have not found this tavern. Where's this tavern? What are we looking for? Because I do have that renamed taverns mod, but Dancing Chasm. Where is Dancing Cat? There's Dead Chasm. But I do not see Dancing Chasm at all. It's the strangest thing. I mean, I guess I'll go to Dead Chasm or something, but I don't remember what happens if this quest times out. At the very least, I'm not going to get the reward, I know that much. But, I don't... Strange. This is really weird. Maybe it's a bug of some kind. Actually, I mean, it did say that it was a local quest, so even if it bugged out in some way... Very, very strange. Here we go. Okay. We'll try the Dead Chasm, and if that doesn't work, then I guess we're skipping town or something. We can always just look for a different quest. That's not a big issue. But I honestly don't remember what happens if this quest times out, or if it does time out. I should have put a timer into it, but I guess we'll find out. Okay, is this... Yes, this is Dead Chasm. It would be a shame if there was a problem with the... Yeah, nothing in here. Alright. You people, do you have any quests? Loan something to some... Dead Muskrat Tavern, Fortress... Okay, yeah. Okay, you loaned it to Bedane Wickham in the Lynx and Pit Tavern. Okay, we need to get it back in 14 days, and we'll be getting 300 gold. Before we go... Okay. Nobody else. Before we go, we are going to grab a bit of food. Discovery data might be warped. That's a good quest. That's a very good point. Maybe that's something that I should, maybe that's something worth deleting. Makes me wonder, if I delete that right now and reloaded the save, if that would cause problems. This is a tent, no doubt from one of the, yeah, city overhaul mods. And makes me wonder, just for sake of curiosity. Yeah, I can use that bed. I certainly can. I guess they don't mind that. Okay, we're headed to... Lynx and Pit Tavern. And there's no... I'm guessing... Yeah, Lynx and Pit Tavern is going to be the name of the... let's see. Okay, good. I was a little worried there because the fact that you can't... I mean, it looked like they were sending me to a tavern of some kind. Premarital Handholder says, you can always just move the file to another folder and shove it back in if it causes the game to explode. Very good point, very good point. Maybe that's something worth trying. If we find that there's a problem in the new town that we're going to as well, then let's... Wait, where am I going? I'm not so good at chatting and playing at the same time. But yes, maybe we'll do that if we find out that there are real problems. time of day, it's midday, and yeah, pretty sure we can make it to Charge before night falls. Really hope so, at least. I have lost characters before due to the terrible misplanning of not dealing with climates and calories properly. Okay, we'll do a quick save here to make sure, just in case we fall out of the world or something. And away we go, headed southward. Let's bring up the speed a little bit, see if that doesn't cause us to fall out. Usually not a problem with this speed. I can move... Ah, there are the airships. I can move a little bit like this as I go along the road, but it does correct me back onto the road over time. Yeah, it looks like we're doing okay. Failed to avoid an encounter. What are we going to fight? Ah, Ralzar, thanks for coming back. Oh boy, Spriggan. I don't think we can handle a Spriggan. Ah, yes, the bear did get away. I think this quest only has like a 3 or 6 hour time limit. So I don't think I'll be suffering any major consequences from this, but yeah, that quest definitely had to fail. Okay. We see, now that I'm at this skill level, actually let me show that off for the sake of a recap. I don't have any primary, major, or even minor combat skills, but I am up to 20 lost reputation. Ralder says, you lost reputation with bears. Yes, I don't have any combat skills in my majors, so my short blade is up to 20, and that's not good, but it is enough that I can actually fight things. Like, if I can kill a Spriggan, there's a good chance that I'll be able to go into a dungeon and at least fight 1 or 2 things and get out. And that would be more lucrative than what we're doing here. Stomach rumbles. That... Okay, we still have rations at least, so we're not going to starve to death. But we are... Premarital Handholder says, -30 Dark Bearhood rep. A very good one. Very good one. And, let's... Wait, is that... We're not already there, are we? Ah, hold on. Yes, we're at Charge already. Wonderful. Yeah, you can just barely see it on the horizon there, the city walls. Yeah, this is the junction that leads us... Maybe it was a mirage, but I could have sworn that we saw the city way out there. Have a bit of a problem in our tavern. Some barbarian is making a mess of things, refuses to leave. Could you go and pitch this... To be honest, we cannot fight a barbarian. This is... If anyone knows what Skyrim Requiem is like, where you start out and you have practically no combat ability and a wolf can kill you, that's pretty much where we are right now, so I don't think a barbarian can do anything good for me here. Okay, so I must turn that down, and we'll... Hold on, I have an idea. No, these torches... Okay, I thought these torches would let me sleep, but instead... You know, it really does make me wonder, if I tried to sleep right here, they probably would call the guards on me. Ah, that's good news. That was a silly little... the pet bear quest is coming up in chat, and that was a silly little quest that somebody recommended in chat. It was just like, why don't you make a quest about a pet bear? And I said, you know what, we could probably make something out of this. And I decided to put that together, and it didn't turn out all that bad, and it has a couple of branching paths, so it's not going to be exactly the same each time that you play it either. Aya Sophia. Okay. What time is it? Yeah, we're coming up on nighttime, and I don't like to travel this close to nightfall. But I am glad that the quest was enjoyable. That is something that I really hope that if it's not just a matter of having more content, but it's also having good content. So my hope is that that would be the case. Room 15. That's wonderful. Okay, yeah, we're going to sleep here. And if we're sleeping for 4 p.m., we need 14 hours. Ralzar says, I kind of like that quest. It is a breath of fresh air when I'm trying to make some money in the start and not even knowing completely what is going to happen. And that is absolutely true. It's a treasure chest. No, not going to try it. Only bad things can happen at my skill levels. And we want... Where's the barkeep? Okay. Grabbing some food. And I am going to buy some food in the general store because what we have is not enough to get us far. There is a bit of there is quite a bit of repetition in the traveling matter of here that we go to a town, we buy some things, we rest, and then we go to another town and buy some things and rest. So that's really why I want to make sure that this is a stream more focused on like chill ASMR even. Probably not very ASMR, but people like to hear the talking, I guess. And where is best chemicals? That's not what we're looking for. Restless Gin. Where is a good general store around here? Can't find a general store. Ralzar says, I ran into an ASMR Daggerfall YouTube Let's Play at some point. So weird. I'm curious, what about it struck you as weird? I wouldn't know yes or no about it, so I'm curious to find out what the experience was like. Are we talking like ASMR, like the kind where like they tap on the microphone and scratch wool and things like that, or was it, wow, this is a real tent city. This is poverty right here. We have a problem. Who is the... hold on, guys. I'm still fairly new to this streaming thing, so we are going to... And Twitch, of course, is not good at this, so... Okay, sorry about that, and that was just that we had a spam bot come into the channel. Let's hope it's going to be our last one. Really surprised that a spam bot would come in here because this is not even remotely a popular game. And look at all these people. Just look at these folks with their wares and so on. Okay, general store, finally. And my goodness, I mean... This is really what a real city would be like. It is really filled to the brim with people. Okay, we're looking at not much food, but it'll get us far enough. Premarital Handholder says, only Quest Pack 1 quests I've run into that I wasn't entirely convinced about was an obscure trinket for the Mages Guild. Minus 20 rep for killing an ex-member after they go berserk on you. I understand that, and that is... I wouldn't say I get complaints about that, but that is definitely the one that people come back and ask about. What was I supposed to do there? And I think it's a good... It's one of those early quests that really teaches you about... the nature of choice in Daggerfall Unity. I don't blame anybody for being surprised or put off by Oh, mercantile, great. By the nature of that quest, because it's not at all what you expect. The typical thing that you do in the game is that somebody tries to kill you, well, you try to kill them, and then you succeed killing them, and then people get mad at you. So I understand absolutely why people would feel that way. We are... oh yeah, time is... yeah, 7 in the morning. We will do just fine. Okay, we're headed to... we're headed southward. Links and Pit Tavern. And right now we're... yeah, this is not going to take 4 days. We'll probably make it in about 2 or so. So let's head southward. I think one of the reasons why I have that quest at a low rank, possibly because it doesn't involve, you know, like really difficult things, but it's also, I think, a really good learning experience that, how can I say it? Like, really trying to show you the nature of choice in Daggerfall Unity, and just trying to make sure that, I think there's another quest that I'm trying to think of. Oh yeah. There's a Mages Guild quest that has you deliver an object specifically after a certain number of days have passed. And I would get... oh great, there's no exit on this side. I would get a lot of questions about that quest because people would say, I made it here in under 4 days, and nobody's here, and then we would have to correct that. Yes, you're there in under 4 days, you need to be there after 4 days. Primero Handholder says, I did like the guildmate turned into a bear one. Running in a small 2-room house, dodging a bear while trying to kill the barbarians was right amount of dumb fun. That's it's this odd question of why Daggerfall has so many bears in random houses, and I just decided to give a little more reason to that odd occurrence. The original idea was that the bear would have infighting turned on, and then you would have to literally defend the bear from the barbarians. But then I realized the player really doesn't have many options to neutralize an enemy, so it's extremely likely that the bear would die while you were trying to stop the attack from happening. So I figured, let's just make the bear invulnerable to other NPCs. That would make a lot more sense than a nearly impossible quest that people would be complaining about. So I can change quests based on feedback. I'm not adverse to that whatsoever. And let's take a look at this place. I've never seen anything like this before. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And do we have a tavern or anything like that? Yeah, we have a tavern, just in case. I can alter quests based on feedback. It's just that knowing what's balanced in Daggerfall is so difficult because some people have a really badly built character that's not going to work at all. Other people are going to have a really good character that just blazes through all the enemies. And let's see if we blaze through this enemy right here. Who are we fighting? An orc. We can handle an orc. Come on, orc. Let's... yeah, Daggerfall is really having... Ralzar wrote, I love all the new settlement stuff added in mods recently. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, we're good, we're good. And, yeah, since 1.0, we really had an explosion of, does my character have history? Yes, Forbidden Chain and Forbidden Plate. That's another thing that I have going against me. But I am immune to, oh, well, at least resistant to paralysis. So we do have that much. And, yeah, as Ralzar was saying, since 1.0 we've had an explosion of location-related mods. Up until now it's mostly been graphical mods and some quest additions that people have been making. But now we're seeing some real physical changes in the landscape, and that is quite exciting. We're seeing a really different looking Daggerfall, to say nothing at the very least of these rocks that World of Daggerfall adds on. Premetal Handholder says, be right back, adding an on-touch restore health spell. And that's something that we almost never use in Dagger. In fact, I don't think I've never seen anyone ever make a restore health spell that, oh, food is getting ripe. What is the food that is? Yes, we will eat the moldy bread. Because we can. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone make a heal other spell in Daggerfall. And one day we will reach the point where you'll have like teams and even multiplayer, of course. But yeah, that'll be something quite great. Very, very great. Okay, how are we doing on time? You know, we'll probably not gonna make it today. I don't think we're fast enough to do that, but we do have food enough to make it through today, so we'll at least do that. I am a little... yeah, we can heal ourselves. We'll be okay. If I were really smart... You know what? What's our gold look like? Oh yeah, we have a loan. Great. Just going to check this out for a second. We have gold enough. I'm going to take the safe route. I'm going to stay at an inn here in town because the single inn that is in town, and just look at how different these cities are. And these are sheep. These are added by Ninolan with the Daggerfall expanded textures. So this is a real town. This is a city with actual things. Permadeath Handholder says, as a dungeon delving addict, I hope that there will be town mod to dungeon mod pipeline. Smaller regions with like 8 dungeons could use some love like Bettany Restored. That is referring to a new mod that Cliffworms recently made, called Bettany Restored, which really just revolutionizes the entire island of Bettany. 13 gold, we are in luck. Okay, yeah, gonna rest for 18 hours. We should be good with that. And I absolutely agree that it would be really nice to have... There's a lot of modding that really needs to happen with the dungeons, because so far people have really not touched on those. It would be nice to have dungeons inside towns, which was a thing for a little bit, but this is... Oh yeah, this is Battle Monsters. Yeah, a summoning gem for just 1,000 gold, we can summon 3 imps. Not... Yeah, and it only lasts for the next 2 weeks, so it's not good enough for our current standing. Maybe later on when we have more money we can do that. But yeah, we could use a lot more modding in the dungeons, adding dungeons to towns, affecting the dungeon blocks themselves. Oh wait, we want food. We're not leaving without food. Ralzar says, I keep thinking I should return to making dungeons. I was happy with the dungeon I made in the editor, but not the result in-game. Wait, not... Actually... Oh, leftovers. Yes, Premetal Handholder says, every town has a 1-block graveyard dungeon mod, right? And yes, that's the one I was referring to. It worked at first, but something went wrong with some future update of Daggerfall Unity, and then that mod just started going berserk and it ruined like the entire travel map. And eventually you can't use it anymore in any sense whatsoever. So unfortunately that had to not be done anymore. I would really hope that at some point somebody comes up with some kind of world editor, like a comprehensive world editor where you just snap things together, similar to, you know, like the future Elder Scrolls games. That would be just wonderful to see in Daggerfall's case. But right now we're not there yet. Hopefully some absolute wizard will come along. In the very beginning, Daggerfall Unity had some absolute superstars, some geniuses who came in, like Allowfitch, Lipple, Nistool. Those are all people who are long gone now, but they were people who could just... They were geniuses. They seemed to know everything, and they really did, like... The quest... not quest, the mod system, that's Lipple at work, like... The mod system was created by Lipple, and who's my enemy? I have no enemy. Wonderful. No. Going without the horse, not good. Primero Handholder is talking about a new spreadsheet that's being worked on. It was in a little rough shape previously, but it's getting more and more reliable by the day, which is a broken Daggerfall Unity mods list. And that's... I'm not sure to what extent it's publicly available, but you can find it on the Discord server that we share, that everybody goes on. Well, not everybody, but enough people. And, okay, moldy food. Moldy orange. Yes, we will eat a moldy orange. And it is a good reference guide to showing some of the problems that have been coming up in mods, because it is kind of frustrating that you download some really cool mods, or really cool sounding mod. This is supposed to be a large settlement, and it's really not. Cool sounding mods, like Perform at Taverns, for instance, which sounds really cool, and then you find out that it actually had a lot of problems. So this is a handy reference guide that Cabra, aka Premarital Handholder, is creating. So we will look forward to much more progress in that, and it's already useful, and it's going to be much more useful in the future as it gets better. Stomach rumbles. We'll be fine. We have rations. My main purpose right now is really to earn enough money so that I can do some training, and by training, that means I can get some weapon skill, which will allow me to go into dungeons, because yeah, we can... Wait, hold on. This is west. No, we want to go south. Because town jobs will keep me from starving, but we really need more than that if we're actually going to, you know, become a productive character. So we do need something... We need some better source of money. Something that I tried in a previous session was that I tried robbing from a store, because one of my skills is pickpocketing, but it did not go well enough, and the guards did find me. Didn't kill me, but did find me. So that's something... We need some better plan. Not really many guilds that I could try... Wait, where the heck am I? Oh dear, we did this all wrong. I went backwards. See, that's one of the things that can happen. What time is it? We are going to use this guard station right here, because something very useful that can happen is that you get beds like this for free. And these folks here are not going to question a thing. Okay, it's 4 p.m., so we need 14 hours. That'll get us back to daytime. Okay, we have an enemy, and who is our enemy? Primarital Handholder says, people like you and Browser going out of your way to look for errors in mods definitely helps, so thanks to both of you. This was my first time doing any troubleshooting today, so at least we can find out some errors as we go along the way, and hopefully it'll make it a little more robust. Browser says, last time I was running out of money, I got approached on the street. Hey, want to buy a holy tome for 100... Wow, 150 gold. That's amazing. So, that, for those who don't know, 150 gold for a holy tome is an amazing deal. And yeah, you can send that to a pawn shop, and they will gladly fence it for you. Okay, my enemy is... Okay, we do actually have an enemy this time, but I don't... Yeah. Okay, you will not stop me. Wow. We're getting really good at this. And look, we even have moldy raw meat. No, we're not going to eat moldy raw meat. And will you just look at this horizon over here? Isn't this just the most amazing thing? There again, like, I love the night sky in Skyrim and in Morrowind. And this is certainly on par. Pyramidal Handholder says, just gotta clean the blood off the tome. Don't question how that got there. And don't question about the local robbery at the temple. That's not something you need to know about either. There goes an airship, and we're on our way. Ralzar says, it's like being offered a PS5 on the street for $10, which obviously should make you look that gift horse in the mouth. And, you know, it makes me wonder, what could possibly go wrong if you buy a PS5 for $10? What could possibly be the problem that happens with that? I'm certain that that there's some grave error, some grave problem that I'm overlooking. Of course, not owning a PS5 myself, I have absolutely no clue, but it's a very good point. It's a very good point. Okay, this is the same junction where I got lost last time, and I went north, and I should not have, so. Let's eat some of this food before it goes moldy. Don't really need to, but otherwise it would just go to waste, and we can save ourselves a little bit of money doing this. There's another guard tower, so we were going to find a place to rest anyway. No big deal. Failed to avoid an encounter. Who is our enemy this time? Oh boy. You know, I do have a no nudity mod, but for some reason on these outdoor encounters, it's not always active, and I don't know why. Okay, all done. Better that it degrades in your stomach than in your backpack, says Premarital Handholder. And absolutely, nobody is benefited by mold gaining more dominance in the world. And yeah, it looks like we're headed. Yes, this is the way, as they say in Star Wars, I believe. Never saw the series, but I believe that is a saying that is common. Links and Pit Tavern. One heck of a tavern. Not at all what I'm used to when I think about a tavern. And let's hope that the discovery data is not strange here, because wow, that frame rate. Okay, we're looking for people. Bedane Wickham. Bedane Wickham, you... Here's the book that she needs, and we better be on our way back now. Really have no idea why the frame rate there was so bad. But okay, we are ahead on our way. And you know, the real prize that I've won here is that we need to go southeast. That's the key. That orc that we killed earlier, who had the silver longsword, I think it was, that's the real money that we're going to be making here. Premarital Handholder says, Tavern was so bourgeoisie that it tanked your frame rate. And I'm really curious about why that was the case. I don't know. I mean, not like it matters. It's not going to happen in every tavern in any case, but that was kind of weird. That was strange. And yes, okay. Sometimes you have to sort of guess at where the road is, but we found it this time. And maybe we'll be staying at the same guard tower that we were at last time, since it's pretty clear that we can handle ourselves in at least one fight at a time. So if things go well for us, maybe we can do that twice. Really don't want to use my tent because Ralzar, as we well know, has a sort of sadistic edge to climates and calories, and makes your tent degrade every time you use it. So I would like to... Oh, food is getting ripe. Let's take a look at that. Actually, want to keep some of the food around for just in case we are camping out tomorrow. We'll want breakfast. We will want a breakfast for tomorrow morning. So we'll see how moldy the food gets. But for now, we should be okay with our rations. And looks like a crash, and it makes me wonder when was the last time I saved. Yeah, this is sounding like a crash. Okay, let's close that out. I don't usually get crashes in Daggerfall Unity, But for some reason on this specific playthrough, I get them maybe once per hour-ish. Okay, gonna resize the window again, see if we can get that good spot that we were at last time. And okay, we're back in the town, not very far away. We'll be okay like this. And actually, now that we're here, we'll grab some food. See what wonderful food is. Gruel and bread and cheese. I take back the wonderful part. Do full to finish the meal? That's okay. It's only 5 gold. And okay. Jeffrey, our horse, is waiting for us, and we're on our way once more. No path. Yes. Okay, here we go. Browser says, hey, at least they made breakfast. Some just offer leftovers for breakfast. And that really makes me curious about how their leftovers work, because number one, they're 1 gold every time. Number two, like, they don't appear to have any sort of refrigeration, so it makes me wonder, like, do they just leave the roast beef in the pantry until morning and then they cook it up again? It really leaves me with a lot of questions, but at the very least I am glad that there's an economical choice. Now, in the really cool taverns, you get some legit food like omelets and stuff like that. Really nice to think about a nice warm meal before you go out, so... Did it just crash again? Primarial Handholder says, should put up a crash log on the tech help channel. Let's close this out before things get any worse. Oh, this is a bigger crash because it's not even letting me go outside the mouse window. This is a minor problem because I can't... Okay, gonna see what happens here, and there's a possibility that the stream's gonna cut out because I can't quite see. Something's gone really wrong here for a second. Kill process. Okay, looks like we're free from that one, but that's... Curse stream, curse stream. But if the only stream that we have is a cursed stream, then I will use a cursed stream. Primarial Handholder says, it should put up the crash log on the tech help channel after the stream. There's an open issues regarding crashes on GitHub that Cab was eyeing up earlier. If this crash log persists, and it should persist because you carry around at least one additional crash log after. So that should be something that I can do. That's a good idea. Ralzar says, it's a dry-aged beef stew, beef not included. And we'll see if we get that crash at about the same place as last time. At this point, I'm sort of paranoid, and I'll probably be quick saving a whole lot this time. But yeah, crashes for me in Daggerfall Unity are extremely rare, so it makes me wonder if it's something related to travel options and World of Daggerfall, or something like that, I don't know. But in the first, like, 5 years of Daggerfall Unity, I only had 1 crash ever. Do a quick save because we can. So, seeing crashes nowadays is very rare, but the game itself, the base game, it has a solid foundation. So it's unfortunate and strange to see this kind of thing happen now, but I know that it's mod related. The game itself has virtually no problems at all. Okay, looks like we're getting pretty stable. Like I said, the crashes used to be about once per hour-ish, so it shouldn't be happening very much more. Ralzar says, crashes are rare enough for me to crash that I get genuinely surprised when it happens, and that is the way that it feels. Like, with Skyrim, I save every single door transition, every single anything risky that happens, I'm always saving. And I just don't feel that that's necessary with Daggerfall Unity. You just don't have to do that as much. Probably should, probably would be safe. But in my case, hold on, let's see what time it is. 2 p.m. 3 p.m. really, but yeah, we should be fine continuing on to town. Premarital Handholder says, had my first crash today, and we suspect it was caused by a bug that's already been fixed for 1.01. That sounds wonderful. When the fixes are proactive enough that most people won't even face the bug in the first place, who could possibly complain about that? Cab has sort of taken over the, at least temporarily, the role of a Daggerfall Unity maintainer for mysticism. You know what? Nothing can possibly go wrong when we learn mysticism, and now it's going to be nighttime practically. So that's going to... Okay, let's... Where's my button? Okay, we do have taverns here. We can find some place to rest. Cab has sort of inherited a minor role as Daggerfall Unity maintainer for right now. So, we'll see whether that role persists or to what extent he's interested in taking that on, but for now at least there is somebody moving in new pull requests and so on. So the game's progress will continue on, at least for the short term. 16, wow, these taverns have been really, really generous. Okay, 12. I spent 3 hours doing that mysticism thing, and I think that was worth it because mysticism is incredibly useful, and we won't have many opportunities to learn and practice mysticism except through events like that. Premarital Handholder says, I'm the fellow that pings every other modder with exception reports, and if you are helping every mod to get better, then nobody could possibly have any complaints about that. As long as the game gets less and less crashy, more and more functional, then I think that that is a public service that you are doing for this good community that we have here. We were in Horwood Borough. Gonna take us... Wait. Yeah, it's still a ways. It's still a way. Wait. The quest was in... Horwood Borough. Okay, yeah. Sort of makes me wish that we'll live in that I would move to a more centralized town. Maybe that's something that we'll do after we finish this quest. It would be nice to not go so far out of the way. Or maybe just move to a different region. A smaller region would be really nice. Makes me wonder if the discovery data would be okay in a different region. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have deleted that discovery data while we're here, but it's okay. If the next crash comes around, then maybe I'll remember to do that. Speaking of crashes, we will do the quick save. Okay. You know, I used to think that the random encounters are going to be the death of me. Now I'm sort of looking forward to them, because random encounters do have the possibility of giving you nice loot, and it's that kind of loot that we could really use right now. A good bonus to these quests that we've been taking up. Now that I'm thinking about it, where are the dungeons around here? We do have Graveyard. No more than that. Ruins of the Garian Cabin. And that's not so far from Horwood Borough, so why don't we do that? We'll go over to the Graveyard, and we'll see if we can make some good money doing that. I do have Persistent Dungeons turned on, so I can't just spam the same... Oh no, here, okay, happened again. This is more frequent than I'm used to. Okay, and while we're doing this, I am going to take advantage of that opportunity to delete my discovery data. So, if chat will bear with me for just a minute here. DFU config, saves. Deleting the discovery data altogether, which might not be a great idea right now since we're in the middle of a run, but we will give it a try. Primero Handholder says, "You're a braver man than me. I'd be too scared to quick save amid sped up travel for a fear that is causing a crash." I don't think I've been saving during... I don't think it even lets you do a quick save during the travel itself. If I did, I'd probably be just as scared as you would. That's a completely legitimate fear. So, first of all, let's see. Do I have Horwood? I think that... Okay. I just messed something up, and that's okay, because we're just playing around. We're just having fun, but I have hidden locations that mod turned on, and by deleting the discovery data, I have now revealed every town. And, okay, we do have Ruins of the Garian Cabin. So we can still go there afterwards, but, well, we have now disabled one of our mods by accident, and we'll just have to live with the consequences. Premarital Handholder says, "Could it somehow be stress-induced so streaming is causing it to happen more often?" That is a very good question. Maybe it is. The only thing that happens when the crash happens is that the CPU load of Daggerfall Unity starts to go really high, and it starts to take up multiple cores and stuff. It goes to like 300% and so on. So, it's... I'm not at all a technical person, so I don't know what... We're headed northwest. Okay, north. Good, good. So, it might be stress-induced. That's a valid question. I don't usually stream. I usually just record. This is the first time that I'm streaming on this character. So, hard to say. But that could certainly be an explanation on it. Do a quick save. Quite honestly, it's not a major issue. I mean, loading and saving Daggerfall Unity is the simplest thing in the world. It's not like Skyrim where you have like a 30-second load up to the game. So, as long as people don't mind that we're going to be reloading every so often, then that's okay. Okay. Okay, we're in Bellwork, and still very far away from Horwood Borough. Now that I think about it, we have a first-time chat from maybe the worst name on Twitch. And certainly you can't think that badly of yourself, but the user says, "I would think if it was stress-induced, you would get some sort of stuttering in the stream as well," and that's certainly... Let's see. I want to sell off this equipment that I picked up. And I think that's also a very good... Bank of Shalgor. There's a bank in this backwater little village. That's amazing. Wow. And I think that's a very good point. If we were actually having... Ah, geez. Gonna get a bad price at this store, but I do want to sell this stuff off while we have the chance. Yeah, if it was stress-related, that's presumably what you'd be seeing as this goes on. 126 gold. You know what? We're not doing that. This guy is trying to rip us off, and I'm not going for that. So we'll try selling this in Horwood Borough or some other place that we show up as at. Just another look at Ninaland's wonderful sheep and this pasture that was made in honor of them. Only the beginning of many new and wonderful things that we're going to be seeing in Daggerfall Unity. We are just barely starting with this. Okay. Time. Okay, still early morning. Not early morning, but midday. Early in the day, I guess you could say. See, now I'm getting paranoid. I'm thinking, okay, we need to quick save every 10 seconds as we're going about this. Like, if there was some impassable location, like some spot on the road where I crash every single time, then I would just do a legitimate fast travel and just get it over with. But thankfully that has not been the case. It's quite sporadic. A sporadicness that unfortunately makes it virtually impossible to figure out what the heck this crash going on here is. But well, it's playable. And it's free. And it's Daggerfall and it's wonderful. So, we'll just go on. We'll continue on. Arrived at a junction, and we're not far from the city, so this should be good enough to get us there. My food is probably rotted out by now. Rouser says, I always play with the rule that if I fall through the world, I fast travel to the next settlement, and that is generally a rule that I definitely follow. Yeah, it's sort of like making the game pay you back for the trouble that it's caused you. It's sort of like, I deserve this. I deserve a break that the game will now give me. So I completely agree with that rule, and I would certainly use it myself. Primero Handholder says, the crashes help bring back that unpatched CD-DOS Daggerfall experience. Yes, yes, yes. And as you mentioned that, it makes me realize, you know, Arena was a game that you could play on floppies, but Daggerfall would have been impossible to put onto floppies. There was no way it ever could have fit. I was one of the people who played Daggerfall original back in 1996. In fact, we got the demo of it on, I can't remember where, but it was the Bedney demo. And one of the things I remember, our combat skills were so bad on our first character that we made, but we had a quest where we fought an enemy in a store, and the enemy was invisible. It also did not fight us. And we were just swinging for like 10 minutes straight, trying to kill this invisible enemy, and we just heard the only thing that we could tell that was going on was that we could hear the sound of our weapon clashing against the enemy's armor, and that was how we knew that something was happening. And finally the enemy died, and we collected the reward. And even with such rudimentary experiences as those, you got the sense of what a massive game Daggerfall was going to be. Like, we would look at that world map. Since we were only on Bettany, we had just looked on the world map itself and we thought, this game is going to be that big? And it was, just thinking about that was incredible. And here we are. Rouser says, I'm now imagining a mod that reintroduces classic crashes, including closing Daggerfall Unity to opening command prompt for authenticity. Premarital Handholder says, the fact that Daggerfall had a light install because it pushed rigs at the time is so endearing, looking back at it almost 3 decades later. Yeah, the old age where you would keep the CD inside the CD bay, and then the game would read from that. There's actually, for original StarCraft, there's actually a really unique method that they had with that. You could do a satellite installation method. Hold on. Horse is getting lost. Which is that you only needed one CD key. You could install the same game on like 3 different computers for your friends. Wow, look at the placement on that. This is completely accidental, and yet that's... Yeah, this is the airship guy. And by having the same CD key and installing the game on 3 different computers, it was supported that you could actually run the game in co-op mode, or in versus mode, or whatever, among those 3 computers on a LAN system, and it was legitimate. That was something that they allowed. Nowadays, DRM would never let that happen. But back then, Blizzard was quite generous in allowing people to use the same CD key on 3 computers at the same time. 3 p.m. and how far are we from Horwood Borough? Too far, too far. Yeah, we're not doing that. Razar says, these days I describe Daggerfall as other games aim for the moon, Daggerfall aimed for Pluto and crashed on the moon. Very apt comparison, I guess you could say. Because this is a... It's funny how Daggerfall is a functional game. It's so bare bones at times, and yet it has just enough depth that it really does keep you coming back. Room 15. I have had good taverns this entire run. Okay, we're going to rest for... There's a dog. Guy, what are you doing in here? Just stop that. Don't do that. Okay. And, well, we have company. At least we have dividers for the beds. A figure waits in the shadows, trying to speak to passers-by. He says, got some merchandise here, shipments of weapons that never made it to his destination. Buy a random weapon for 50 gold. That's a good enough deal. I will buy a random weapon for 50 gold. Enjoy, no refunds. Iron... I told myself, this is a good enough deal, there's nothing that could possibly go wrong with this. Yes, something could possibly go wrong with this. You could get an iron tanto. I don't think I'm going to make up my, my costs for this one. Razor says, I am really hoping for a mod that changes building exteriors to reflect quality. Now you're talking about building exteriors as well. Oh, actually, we did not eat. We need some food. Now, building exteriors, that's an even bigger ask. So, that is ambition indeed, if that did come to be. 7 in the morning. Okay, we're headed away. For the user who's watching this, I had to remove some mods that were giving me some severe problems. One was NPC health indicators, and that's something that really is unfortunate because that's the only mod that I know of that really shows you who is allied and who is pacified and who is an enemy. It's not very necessary for this playthrough, so we're not going to worry about it this time very much. But it is a mod that I do not like to uninstall. I just had to this time because it was not... There was no way... the mod has not been fixed in like 5 years, or at least updated. So sooner or later it was going to go wrong, and unfortunately that time is now. Rouser says, the idea is you can do a check on entering a town and checking out textures. So, just by looking at the... Just by having a look around, you can see what kind of town it is and what the interiors are going to be like. Rouser says, like how Red Brick Replacer finds all the red bricks, check if they are teleporters, and switches their textures if so. I actually didn't even know that that was what Red Brick Replacer did, so that is a good advertisement for the mod. And actually should probably check if I have that installed, because that would be nice to know whether one of these things is just going to randomly kill me. I did have a permadeath run where I lost a character due to clicking on one of those things, and I felt like such an idiot afterwards. So, very good lesson. Install Red Brick Replacer and avoid that happening in the future. Quick save. But yeah, if the modding scene gets that big, and as Razar was pointing out earlier, there are more viewers watching Daggerfall Unity right now than Starfield. At least today, that was the case. Then hopefully there will be users and modders and mod creations enough that we will get to that point. You can see these little stutters as we're going along, and that makes me wonder whether that's the case of what's... like one of these stutters just goes too far and the game can't recover. Maybe that's what's going on. Hard to say. Permadeath Handholder says, I love Red Brick Replacer, one of my favorite quality of life mods. Anything to make dungeon delving smoother. Since we're going to... We are in... Horwood Borough, yes, we are here and ready. So we just have to find our quest giver once... Since I deleted the discovery data, now everything is different. Now we have to find our quest giver again. People... Okay, we have a rude one. First rude person. Second rude person. Third rude person. Fourth rude person. Okay, northeast, a bit of a walk. Yeah, we are in Dead Chasm, that was it. We were looking for the bear and we found something more helpful than a bear. You know, the bear quest, if the bear dies, then an enemy comes up and tries to kill you afterwards as revenge. But thankfully the bear did not die, it only ran away into the wilderness. A shame, but they'll get along without their bear. It has returned to the wild where it belongs to be. And 297 gold. I had heard you pick the book from the Links and Pit Tavern, but I must admit... okay, yeah, we're fine. 297 gold. And this guy is quite conspicuous. Usually that's where, like, you feel a quest NPC would be. But for now, we are going to... Oh yeah, we need to find a pawn shop. At the very best, a pawn shop. But maybe just a armory or a general store would be enough. Permadeath Handholder says, the net number of bears in Daggerfall has not decreased, preventing the heat crash of the universe. And of course it has to be a heat crash, because this is Daggerfall that we're playing. I don't want Daggerfall to be synonymous once again with the idea of crashing, but this stream has given us reason to feel that way. Champion Pot Herbs, no doubt a cousin to Stoner's Pot Palace. Flagrant false advertising. Okay, is this going to be vintage wares? That sounds like a pawn shop. Browser says TFU has crashed due to an out of bears exception. Let's see a sturdy okay, cobbled shelves. My good friend, buy my things. Yeah, the Iron Tanto, 78 to 82. I'm getting 4 gold off of that. That's just... no wonder that guy said, no, wow, my food has still been preserved. Okay, we need to find some place to sell that armor we picked up, and we are not getting rich here. We are not getting rich. Permadeath Handholder says, when in doubt, blame the Linux distribution, and that's... nobody will ever bat an eye that you blame Linux, because for all of Linux's faults, it still has some amazing advantages, and it can take a little beating like that. Nobody will ever bat an eye. Maybe the worst name on Twitch says, if it doesn't crash all the time, is it even a Bethesda game? Very valid point. If, you know, actually now that I think about it, I don't think I had crashes in Arena. So the question that I have is, does Todd Howard just spontaneously cause crashes in the games that he makes? Because he was in Daggerfall, he was on the staff for Daggerfall. So it does raise the question, maybe the world simply crashes around Todd Howard, and if you spend too much time around him, it sort of becomes a sort of dangerous circumstance where space and time begin warping around him. That would be pretty dangerous, and I don't think I want to work with a fellow like that. Browser says, Todd, it just crashes. Permadeath Handholder says, Todd Howard makes pathetic games, and that is an inside joke for those who have not seen. There's a video clip that you can also see on the Discord server called Pathetic, about really just a reaction video about how how minimal reputation Bethesda games have, and yeah, the phrase pathetic, it certainly It certainly works, it just works. Is there any place that I'm going to be able to sell this darn equipment? I don't have a wagon because Rauzar made it so that the wagons break down over time. Rauzar thought of everything. Every possible way that you could suffer will happen. It will happen. So, that is also included. Book Center. And is there even... I think these are the same tavern names as before, so I don't think it was discovery data. I think there's just a problem with the generated tavern names. Dancing Wait, that's Dancing Chasm. Yeah, that was the one. Okay, okay. That one does work. Okay. So yes, it does. Good, good. We're clear. Maybe the worst name on Twitch says, Todd Howard, they're not crashes, it's a feature. Hey, you get to see your wonderful desktop wallpaper again, and if your desktop wallpaper does not inspire you, maybe it's worth changing out. So maybe Todd Howard has something here. Maybe he's playing the 4D game here and really telling us you need a better desktop if you're really worried about all these crashes. We have no pawn store here. Do we have... I didn't see if we had an armory. You know what? We're not doing it. We are headed to the graveyard. Rauzar says, I love how I get complaints on the mod like, I teleported from the dungeon and the wagon parked outside didn't follow me, and I ask, just why are you just using this mod? I think that's one of the issues that we have where people have like recommended lists of mods, then people install those mods, they think like, yes, I want a more role-playing heavy, I want a more realistic game, and then they get these mods that they never read the description of, and they're like, how is that a feature of this mod that I installed, when they don't realize that that's really the purpose of the mod itself. Maybe the worst name on Twitch says, those are the same people that look for the NE key. I don't mean to make anybody feel bad, but I did think it was kind of funny that a few days ago on Reddit, there was a question for tech support that was, somebody said that they were given instructions to look in home.config, username, Daggerfall Unity, and so on, and they said, but I don't have a folder named username, what do I do? And I just thought that was just adorable. That was just a wonderful thing to see. So, my heart goes out to the new users out there who suffer these kinds of problems. I understand your suffering, and I hope that it gets better. Okay, we're gonna grab some food because we are going to head to the graveyard. And good heavens, these people, they have something going on in there. And where's the... Okay. Grab some food. And don't... Some of these things just sound delicious, like cheese pork schnitzel. I would love to eat some cheese pork schnitzel right now. Rauzar did a great name. Did a great job naming these foods. In fact, if anybody knows a good cheese pork schnitzel recipe for real life, I mean, why not try it? Then we can do some real role-playing. We can have that augmented reality experience. Rauzar says, yeah, Daggerfall Unity opened my eyes to just how the generation that now grows up with computers are not really better at them. It's actually we were discussing this in, among the mods among us for Daggerfall Unity server. Lasanda's Tomb, I should say. This is... Okay, Warmont. Grimpath. Okay, yeah, we'll head north. Good, we have a town right next to the graveyard. That's good. We were discussing this among ourselves that the millennial generation appears to have a very natural affinity with technology, but then after that, like, you get into Generation Y, and for some reason there's just this sort of gap that happens that, I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems that technical know-how seems to be a bit more limited in that regard. Like, for some reason, the following generation just did not get the same... I don't know whether it's environmental influence or something like that. Okay, we're headed north. But for some odd reason, there's a sort of affinity to technology that millennials seem to have that the following two generations did not seem to pick up. It's a really strange thing, but I think it is quite common. Razor says, I suspect a lot of it is that they all get exposed to only stuff that works so well that you do not need to learn anything to use it. That's a very interesting thought. A lot of people tell me that it's because of the, because technology is so, like, there's a lot of simplified technology out there, like smartphones and mobile devices and so on, that the real experience of hooking up a computer program to things, like, that's not something that you do on a phone. It's not an experience that you have to learn to do. Most things are pre-done for you. In some senses, that's similar to what you're saying right there, that I need to get out of this town. How do I get out? Where is the... Is this the road? This looks like a road. Hopefully it'll take a... Hold on. Yes, yes, okay, this is a good enough road. But, yeah, it seems like... I don't know, when I grew up back in the days of, like, batch files that you would write for yourself, I remember I used to write little shortcuts to go to each game individually, and I thought that was really cool. Just the experience of using the DOS prompt and hooking things up, making those connections yourselves. Maybe that was something, I don't know, I'm not claiming to arrive at a definitive answer, but I do find it quite curious that as previous generation, well, I can't say previous generations, Gen X and Millennials really got the uptake on technology really fast, and the generations before and after seems to not be quite so easy. Going to... Okay, we'll... Man, a lot of stops on this route. We're... I'm not going in circles, am I? No. Okay, this is a temple. We're gonna have one more. Okay, let's go on. Razar says, I think what really surprised me was the amount of people saying, what do I do with this zip file? And I would just think, have you tried double clicking it? And there is this certain sort of fear about misusing the computer. That's something that you'll see a lot in the older generations, that people are like afraid of misusing the computer and damaging it in some way. And I can get that fear. I understand why a person would feel that way. I think that's going to be hopefully that's going to be a less and less common experience over time. Bruno Handholder says, my grandfather would be in his 90s now, was a handyman and owned 6 different PCs with different OSs at the time of his death. If an Italian movie was ever uploaded to the internet, he torrented it and burned it to a CD. My dad's, who's 61 years old, cannot edit a Word file to save his life. Not the generations being discussed, but I find it hilarious nonetheless. Yeah, I will be the first to claim that there's a ton of variation in these things. This is generally the experience that I have, that some generations seem to have it a little bit easier, but there are geniuses in these things, and your grandfather was absolutely a real trailblazer with that regard. Yeah, what a way of being ahead of the curve. That's really quite something. Okay, we're going to rest in this town. Since there are no people on this road thing that we're going on here, then we should be fine to gallop along here. Actually, makes me wonder if I can... I was trying this out before the stream, and yes, I can go in here. Okay, cool. And once again, we have bad frame rate here inside the tavern. Weird. 30 gold pieces. I don't think we'll be doing that. While we're in town, we can see if we can find a store to sell off the equipment that we're holding, because we will want to do this again when we come out of the graveyard. House for sale. Pawn shop, yes. Let's see if it's a good pawn shop. This is the best kind of pawn shop. This is amazing. We have a place to sell things now. This is wonderful. My good friend, you are about to become my best friend. Do we have anything else that we can sell? Okay. I am going to... Oh, wrong button, wrong button. I'm going to fix up my clothes while we're here. Oh no. Okay, what happened here... I stayed in the store for too long after it closed, and now people are calling the guards on me. Since my character is a pickpocket, this is not a major deviation from his way of life, and in fact, I think I'm going to... Yeah, we're going to steal something. We're going to steal something while we're here. Gold topaz ring? Wow, pretty legit. But, steal. No, I'm not successful. Ralzar says, see, if you use Skullduggery, you would just be kicked out at closing time. I actually am using Skullduggery. I don't know what happened here, but maybe the time skip or something? I don't know. I'm not surrendering to the city guards. I do have Skullduggery installed, and it is enabled too, so... You feel a minute movement in your pack. Your skills as a pickpocket alert you to the feel of a hand trying to grab some coins. You're quick enough to surprise the thief, who runs off in terror without losing any money. This is part of random little quests. Random little quests during the nighttime is somewhat hazardous. It's not very dangerous, but you will have people who try to steal from you during the nighttime. I was using a repair tool. I was fixing up my clothes using a one of the Magicono. Just to... Yeah, Dr. Rodonek's pawn shop. I was using that multiple times inside the store, and I forgot that the place was going to close out on me. Okay, we're going to find a tavern to stay at, and we are undependable. If that's the worst... Wait, hold on. It makes me wonder if I'm going to suffer from criminal conspiracy now. Alright, right when I find a good store, we might become a criminal in this region. And that would just be an absolute shame. Can't go through here. This is like arena buildings. Where the heck is the door on this thing? Okay, we found it. Silver Pit. Is the Silver Pit going to be an expensive... Nah, we can handle that. Okay, we're at 8 p.m. That means we need 10 hours. If I were really smart, I would just take up to counting 30 o'clock, and that would be enough, but I'm not quite so smooth with my thinking. This is another... Yeah, this is the imps. And actually, forgot. We want some food before... The guards are still coming for me. That's terrible. This is a real problem. Okay, we are getting out of town now. For theft again. You know what? They deserve to be trampled on. Because, honestly, just give it up already. Sounds like this part of Shalgora has, like, no crime whatsoever. Because, they really are spending their time just, bullying me. And I don't know why. I am a scoundrel. Wow. Okay, I get it. One was that I stayed in the shop too long, so I was, trespassing, and the other was that I was that I tried to steal. So, I accept my fault there. That's, that's okay. I accept that I did have a hand in causing this. Primero Handholder says, trying to brute force pass a Daggerfall expand. Oh wow, we pacified an enemy. Passed a Daggerfall expanded enemy expansion bug. Dungeoneering at 3 frames per second. That is very unfortunate. And, okay, we made it out. That is very unfortunate, and it's a shame because Daggerfall enemy expansion really has a lot of potential in it. Just need to get these bugs out first. Hopefully it's not going to be a major issue to deal with. Cannot travel with enemies nearby. Like, these guys, really. You need to give it up. Rosler says, I need to make a meaner Daggerfall enemy expansion. Meaner Monsters is one of the cornerstone mods for Daggerfall Unity. It needs to be there. It needs to have a presence in the game. So if you can make that happen, sure, absolutely. I'm actually not sure how strong the additional monsters are. So maybe that's a great idea. Maybe it's a terrible idea. I guess we'll find out when it happens. Okay, we are. Those guards better be done with by the time I come. Okay, we have an encounter. Makes me feel like even though I have... Oh wow, bear. Maybe it's the same bear. Makes me feel like... Short blade! We're getting another short blade increase. Maybe at this point I should just be doing dungeoneering instead of trying to... No, we're gonna take some food. Raw meat. And my food is still preserved. That's amazing. And critical strike as well. Perimeter handholder says, already helped Cab identify it. Which defenders have no sound assigned to them so that he... Oh, yeah. Definitely know that one. Glad that's going to be patched out soon. Coven dungeons at low level where almost every single enemy is a witch defender. That's crazy. Razar says, I have yet to run into a Daggerfall enemy expansion monster that are worse than classic. Very true, very true. So, maybe meaner monsters will need a necessary expansion into that. Can I jump? Yes, we made it. Okay. This is our second time going into a dungeon with this character. Not a big dungeon, obviously, but this is nevertheless a dungeon. And are there any pyres around here? Maybe there will be inside. Look, there's a house. I should check that out. Okay, if there are any pyres inside here, then that'll allow us to rest. You can try sleeping on the floor without a campfire nearby, but it's a terrible idea with climates and calories. Ah! Okay, I was not expecting that. That freaked me out. Now, the one thing that can go wrong here is that one of these rats will disease me, and we're going to spend the money that we earn here at a temple. That is indeed a possibility. I don't know what. Wow! Good money here. Really good money. And, plain robes. Interesting. Don't really need these, so we'll go without, I think. Okay, quick save. Man, this is pretty dark. Hard, flimsy. Yeah, there's no way on earth I'm going to be able to pick this, but we'll give it a shot. What could possibly go wrong? Okay, we're going to switch. What is my button for switch? Now I don't even remember what the control is. The change hand, switch hand. Okay, it's H. And just a sec, my window resized. Okay. Ow, that hurt. Okay, I'm not doing that anymore. That hurt a lot. That hurt much more than I expected. Holy dagger. This was worth the price of admission. Absolutely 100%. Okay, we really need to heal because that treasure chest hurt a lot. I really should be practicing my spells as I do this. Sort of makes me feel like I should be resting here so that I can get another day over with. Rouser says, enemy... Oh yeah, there's an enemy behind here. Yeah. This is it's kind of funny how this dungeon works in that there's additional room behind here. And if the dungeon exit were not in the way, then you could go into that room, but here you just can't get there. Rouser says, enemy expansion is well balanced for mixing with vanilla, but I want to get stabbed in the face. Copper says, Rouser is the kind of screw you, that's why, and we love him for it. Is the king, yes. I did use meaner monsters back in the day before DEX, so I'll definitely try meaner DEX when you make it. Yes, that will be a great addition to Daggerfall Unity. It is nice to have a legitimate, like, major challenge, and one that isn't just ridiculous, like... Fire Daedra one-shots you, and that's ridiculous. That's not a great way to play. But the lock does not unlock. Oh well, we at least tried it, and that'll give us some credit for leveling up our lockpicking. I think we'll try heading over to the west here. Warmont. I am hoping that our fatigue will hold out until we get to Warmont. Didn't really have any place to cook any food, but I see Warmont on the horizon. Okay, I knew this was going to happen. I just knew it. We are low on all things, and our enemy is an orc. And this guy's just rushing. Is this the end? Oh, okay. That was really quite dangerous. There was a legitimate danger there that we were not going to come out of that. Okay, it was the raw meat that was getting moldy. Rouser says, I still remember Zarek using meaner monsters for the first time, trying to kill a tiger in a house. He just got killed 10 times over. I'm like, you try locking yourself in a house with a tiger and see how that works. And I still remember that clip. That is a legendary clip. I love it, absolutely. And it is such a good representation of what meaner monsters does, that it is really meant to kill you. It absolutely is meant to kill you. So... if only Daggerfall had some more, like, defensive options available, because it is really too common that you meet an enemy and you simply have no way of preventing it from killing you. So, hopefully that is something that will be expanded on in the future, and these must be neighbors talking. That's wonderful. Let's find a place to rest. Let's hope there are no guards coming for us. At this point, I don't really care about the price. I'm way too... Okay, good price, good price. We'll rest for 20 hours so we can get a start on the... Actually, no. We're going to come back here afterwards. Yeah, we got some skill on it. You are kidding me. Criminal conspiracy, it has happened. And I'm not sure that we're going to make it out of this one alive. Wish me luck, folks. We are on half health, and this looks bad, but we will try it. Man. Okay, this is not good. This is not good at all. Rouser says, shock spells are basically where they trigger paralyzation. Yeah, this, I was hoping you had Camber's death sentence mod. The thing is, I've done nothing worthy of death. How can they possibly say that? I am... Do I have a tent with me? Oh, wrong button. Yes, I have a tent, and it's new. Okay. So I'm going... You know what? We can't even stay in this region anymore. We really can't. I'm thinking of heading over to Dania. Sewing after hours is death, says maybe the worst name on Twitch. So ridiculously true. For sewing out of hours inside a store, that's just crazy. Okay, what's the better... Okay, this does 1 plus 2. This does... Blindness Balm... Hold on just a sec. Yeah, Blindness Balm is probably going to be better for us at this point, because we are leveling up a bit. And that's the best we're going to get, I think. We're... Oh, good. Void Encounter has failed. No, you are... What's the worst thing that could happen if I surrender? Banishment. Yes, please banish me. And... Yes, okay, that healed me back to full. I was on my way... I was headed to the northwest, right? Because, I need my horse. Jeffrey, these people discriminate. We can't deal with that. Ralzar says, Daggerfall accurately simulates how if you get on the wrong side of the law, it's a downward spiral. It is honestly a pity that banishment does not transport you to the border of the region. Now that would have been really cool, but I have a horse here who I need to maintain. So that would have also been quite a problem. But how ridiculous! How ridiculous that for sewing inside a store... Well, it is also true that I tried to steal from them. But let's not focus on what I did wrong. These people are being ridiculous. So, highly unfortunate, but oh well. We will manage. And I guess they... I guess they didn't give me any food inside the prison, but sure is nice having full fatigue right now. That's really cool. Ralzar says, horse is not banished, realistic wagon working as intended. See, that would probably be the greatest punishment they could possibly give me, that they would appropriate my horse for civic duty. That's just cruel on their behalf. Cabra says, hail horse, and they would... Wait, are we on the edge? Okay, no, we're not on the edge of the region. I was misreading that. I guess we'll be heading to Illisan Hills? Where are we going? Gosh, now we need to find new dungeons in this new region as well. I guess we'll head to Illisan Hills. No, we're headed to Dania. We're going to Dania. It's a smaller region. I like that a bit more. And we'll follow these roads because it does cost us less fatigue. It will take us longer to get there, but this is a much safer method of going about it. So we'll do that instead. Maybe get into Dania for our first town, and then we'll probably call it quits on the stream there, because we've been going at it for a while, and I'm not so good at the whole streaming thing, so we'll stop this time and then pick it up some other time. Razar says, with Realistic Wagon, that Orc Nemesis teleports you quest is a doozy. Absolutely. And it's not only that, there are other quests as well. I remember, who was it? I think it was Cliffworms who was playing a... he was playing a Crusader of Zenithar who made the mistake of picking up a commoner quest that teleported him into a dungeon. And that was indeed quite an ordeal. Okay, we're headed... See, I'm worried about using any of these taverns. I guess I could. See, now I need food. All of this is just a disaster. This is just a disaster, really. If I wanted to go straight... At least I'd be getting into Illisan Hills, and that would let me travel to Dania, so that would make things a bit easier on us. 6 hours if I wanted to go direct. Makes me wonder if I grab some food here, if that would make the journey easier. Maybe I could get into a tavern quickly enough without any of the guards recognizing me. A tavern. A tavern, I said. Great, wonderful. We'll give it a try. We'll grab some food. What time is it? Okay, it should still be... I should wear thicker clothes or a second cloak. Is this the tavern? Yeah. These weird taverns that don't look like taverns. I don't know what the deal with that is. This is not a tavern. This is not even remotely a tavern. That's a real problem. We will continue on then. Guess we're headed west. Thankfully, we can restore some fatigue with smelling salts. Not much, but it's enough. Southeast, we need northwest. Save. Where is west? Okay. Ralzar says, but man, the joy of getting back to town and finding your horse is still there. Good stuff. Absolutely. That's one of the things about Daggerfall, that because you're given nothing for free, there's such a sense of accomplishment when you survive the thing that was really, really, really trying to kill you. It's a feeling that you get in those, in a lot of roguelikes and things like that, that the sense of accomplishment is so much more when all the odds are stacked against you, and, oh great. Okay, this is a skeletal soldier who is not the same as a skeletal warrior. This guy's not as powerful. Good. And, where the heck is my... Okay, found him. That was lucky. That could have been a problem. What is... Maybe I shouldn't be exploring this. Maybe I should not. What is this? A shrine. An interesting shrine. Makes me wonder... Okay. Statue of Zenithar, god of commerce. Never steal or you'll be punished. Don't even start with that, Zenithar. I'm not listening to you. We're leaving. Jeffrey, let's get out of here. These people are cruel. And, I have departed somewhat from the road. So I'm going to try spamming the, road follow key, and maybe that'll get us out of here. I can still sort of see the ground textures, but that's not always enough. How bad would it be if I tried just crossing the country? Where am I? Need to go east a little bit to find the road. We're going... Okay, let's try this. Yeah, I did look around the shrine a little bit. That disoriented me somewhat. Quick save. Man, we're really out of options here. No food. Could sleep with our tent. Maybe that's what we'll end up doing. But not even any portable food. Of course, I could try eating something moldy, and then I could actually die from illness, which would not surprise me whatsoever, given climates and calories. Okay, it looks like we found a road here. Ralzar says, this is the content I'm here for. Yes, this is the Bear Grylls method of playing Daggerfall Unity. That if we survive, if we make it out of here, it's going to be because it's because we wanted to, not because the game wanted us to. We have found a town, but we know the problem with towns, that the guards are going to come for us real soon. Oh dear. Fell in water. Not good. At least we have taverns now, so very worst case scenario, going to grab some food, going to sleep. Actually, general stores are not going to be open now, so we really have no other option than to run into a tavern, and I guess we'll probably be able to sleep long enough. I don't think that's going to be an issue. And unfortunately, we have no luxury of choosing a tavern. We're just going to use the first tavern that's given to us. Okay. What's... If we are... Yeah, it's 1 p.m., so that means... Yeah, we'll give that a try. You know what? We're getting banished. You, Antan Nightdale, are accused of the crime of criminal conspiracy. If you plead not guilty and are found guilty, you will face execution. A guilty plea will invoke the mercy of the court, and your penalty will be far less. How plea you? I will claim that I am guilty, and we will invoke a plea that is far less than execution. Antan Nightdale, you are to be executed for your crimes against the people of Shalgora. You are sentenced to be sealed within the depths of our darkest prison to face the demons within, never to be released. Moment of silence. I'm not mad or anything. That was ridiculous. Everything went wrong because I decided to sew up my clothing inside a store. That's amazing. That's incredible. Chat is giving their rest in pieces, and I appreciate their condolences. I don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad. Number one, that was entertaining. Number two, this character had a really long wind up to where he was going. He was finally getting somewhere, but I am neither upset nor salty nor mad or anything. That was fun. That was enjoyable. And we'll be moving on to a different character. Hopefully one that actually has some combat skills. But next time I'm going to randomly roll the character, and we'll find out what that's going to be like. So, Antan Nightdale, we will now end your existence, and, you just tell me. You plead guilty to invoke a to invoke a just judgment that is far lesser, and you get killed. Isn't that just the most wonderful thing? Yeah, the stream was about to end anyway. Ralzar was saying that it's a fitting end to the stream, and yes, this was right on time. We were headed to Dania to end the stream, and the stream is now ended. So, everybody, thank you for coming along. I enjoyed the chatting, I enjoyed the feedback and everything, and hope you enjoyed the stream. We will be picking this up next time with a character who's hopefully not going to be as inept. And, if these darn people had just let me escape, what was the problem? Just let me run. Just let me run away to Dania, to Illisan Hills, to somewhere. And yet they would not even let that happen. Just incredible how intolerant these people are. So, just terrible. But thank you everyone for coming along with us, and we will see you next time. I hope you have a good rest of your day.